So we were able to do some quick transforms, and we were able to see how to use the graphic, that's the GUI, graphics user interface, in Power BI, and also perform a basic command that will concatenate different columns, but in the same, or just create a new column from existing columns within the data set. So today I want us to head on to calculations, that is data visualizations. That's visualizing that same data set. So you can directly add a new visual by dragging and dropping a visual item from the visualizations list. In this way you are one step ahead. Otherwise you have to click on a new visual button in the menu bar, then select the visual type from the visualization. So if I want to add a visual, of course, we have a model view, and the model view helps us to determine the relationships between different columns, between different tables within the data structure itself. But now if we want to add visuals, we head on to the report view, and in the report view window you can see you have the filters, you have the visualizations, and then you have the data field. So basically, if I want to add a visual, for instance this one is a stacked column chart, I just double click on it and you can see it appears here, and now I can drag my elements in the various tables and then create the clustered chart. So I want to delete these. So in this section we learn how to add visualization, how to add visualizations quickly, and therefore create an insightful report. We can start with the basics, and every report needs a heading that explains what the report visuals say about. So we are going to create a sales report from this table. We are going to create a sales report. So we are going to add a text on the top from the top menu and name it sales analysis. So we are going to create a title actually, or a heading for visualization. So head on to home, then text box, and you can see the text box appears, and you can click inside that text box and say sales analysis, analysis, like that. And then just as in Word, you can bold it, and then you can change it to different fonts. I want to make it font 44 so that it's a bit big and seeable. And then anything else, I don't think, can maybe italicize it just for aesthetics, then maybe put it like that. Yeah, so, and you can see I've written actually, I've made a heading for my visualization, and you can see that, so that's the beginning of so you can do the same, creating a header for your visualization. So head on to home, then new home, then text box, then insert sales analysis, and once you click on that text box, you can see you can also change the font style. Maybe you can put it to Cambria Math, you can change it to maybe Cambria Math, like that. You can change it to maybe EB Garamond. Let me check if it's there. It's not there. Okay, you can change it to Times New Roman, and then italicize it so it remains like that, so that becomes sales analysis. Yeah, you can change the font style, that you just place the font style that you wish. So for me, I'll go with Times New Roman. It's a bit official, like that. You can also change the font color So I can change the font color. Okay, let me see. Yeah, the font color from here. So I can change it to blue like that, and you'll see it's now changed to blue like that. You can even underline it, and you're done. So just head on to home, then new text box, sorry, home then text box, then you write that sales analysis. Then you can increase the font size. Don't know whether you guys are able to hear me. Okay, yeah. So that's it concerning heading. You can also add a logo. You can increase the font size, change the color, change the font and color. The default font is 14, that is default initial, and then which is very small, therefore make it like 44 or at least 44. And then next to the text box, next to the text box visual, at the top menu, you can click the image icon to add an image into a report canvas. If you're thinking of doing branding for your reports, you can add the company brand logo. As you can see in this example here, they have put this logo in inside, that's next to the sales analysis title. So for me, maybe you can push this maybe. Clear this just a minute. Okay. So perhaps I want to add a visual. Just maybe expand this a bit, and then head on to home. Okay, format, let me see. Insert, sorry. Head on to insert, and then you can see you can insert an image here. So you have text box, buttons, shapes. Now, but this one is inside that text box, so I can insert an image. And then if I want to maybe insert a logo, let me just try an example here. Maybe say that. Okay, so that's it, just a logo. I place it here, maybe reduce it a bit. So that's just an example. Can change it. Let me remove it. Maybe can come to pixels. Maybe just look for a logo, a random logo, some logo, just an example. Maybe choose a random image. Maybe choose this one. change it to PNG. Okay, it's a JPEG. So let me just put it here. Just maybe, okay, maybe put it somewhere. Put it inside pictures, yeah. Put it here, just there. Then I come to insert image, then maybe desktop. We pick that, open. I like just something. That's, yeah, you can insert images and then add card visuals. So after doing that, then you're going to build our visuals. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to add a card visual. So card visuals always shows or show a numerical value, so you can add filters to the card visual. So you're going to add a card that shows and show the sales amount. Click card visual from the visualizations menu. So we are going to Power BI, our desktop application. Then now here under visualizations, there are so many visuals, but then we are going to select a card. So the card is somewhere here. You'll see card, then new. So we have all these. We have the clustered bar chart. We have a pie chart here. We have a map. We have a matrix. We have a table. We have an R script. We have a Python script. Visual. We have a decomposition tree. We have goals. There are so many, and then you can still continue. You can still get more visuals. You also have a button slicer. We also have a slicer itself, which is this one. This one is a slicer. So I'm going to choose a card. So I'm going to double click on it, else you can drag it and drop it, and you'll see it will appear here. Yeah. So once that is done, after you've selected the card visual, so you go to the internet sales dataset and click sales amount, and you'll see a sigma sign in front of the sales amount field, which indicates it is a numerical measure, and also a yellow color right sign. So it's not a must for you to find a yellow color right sign. You'll see a green or a tick, which shows you that you have selected it. So it indicates the selected visual has been created using a yellow right indicated data set and field. So that's just to show you what you've selected. So the instruction here is go to the internet sales dataset, click sales amount. So we are going to the internet sales. They are here. I'm going to expand it, then look for sales amount. You can see it has a sigma sign in front of it, so it's a numerical column. And then I'm going to select it, and then it appears. So let me answer that. Yes, Shirasi, yeah. Just because.
Yeah, sorry, got lost. Where is the card visualization? Like I could not see the icon. Which one is it?
Okay, so let me show you from my end. Do you see in the visualizations? Make sure you're in the report view, and then here under visualizations, you have so many. We have so many visuals. Now, you are going to look for card. It has like 1, 2, 3, and a lightning. So and it's indicated card. Once you hover around it or above it, you'll find the card, and then you select it. Yeah, once you have selected it, you just head on to the internet sales column, table. Then you select the sales amount, and it has a sigma sign showing that it's a numerical value column. Are we together? Let me give you a minute to type.
Yes, yes, I'm doing it. Yeah.
Okay, so anyone else who has a challenge on that? You can see, like, okay, anyone who has a challenge, just pick up, just unmute and just.
Mine says that you've not loaded any data yet.
Pardon? Okay, can you share your
What?
screen? Share screen. Let me stop presenting.
When I go to data, it says,
Okay, head on to the data view. Uko left, in the left. Yeah, we have the report view, then data view. Hiyo yenye iko down there. Not that one, not that one. The one that is the second one after report view. Click there.
yeah,
Not there, down. Yeah,
yeah,
there, yeah. Click that. Yeah, you have not loaded any data. So head on to get data. Okay, did you save last time's work?
yesterday.
Okay, head on to your file explorer. Close it first, close it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just right from there, get data. Then text stroke CSV. Connect, yeah. Then head on to the work that you'd. In fact, don't do that. Close it first, cancel. Yeah. Get data. And it was a Power BI. So head on to Power BI. So let me see just a minute. Folders. Okay. Click on file after all. Mm-hmm. So JSON node. Power platform uko chini after before Azure, just under files. Yeah, that one. So let me see. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, do this. Um, cancel it. Okay, so head on to your file explorer.
Two.
File explorer. Just not there. Huku chini. Yeah, the file explorer is next to Edge because we have Google, Edge, then file explorer. Here file. The file icon, yeah, that one. Then head on to where you'd saved your work, the Power BI.
Is it yesterday's class?
Yeah, yesterday's class.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't in yesterday.
You weren't in yesterday.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so hey, so do this.
Mm-hmm.
There is a file I sent in the WhatsApp. I don't know whether you saw it.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, did you download it?
Okay, let me download.
Download it and then load it in this in the Power BI.
Okay, let me do that.
Okay. Mary, once you've loaded that data, just tell me so that we just continue.
I'm done.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so let me share.
Yeah. Or let me do this, yeah?
Yes?
Because there was a cleaning that we done yesterday.
Okay.
Let me send this in the WhatsApp, yeah?
Okay.
So that you can use that. You can upload it, yeah?
All right.
I'm sending it in a few. Just a minute.
Okay.
So you can get it from the WhatsApp. It's there. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it. Let me
So
download.
yeah, download and then use that in the Power BI, yeah? So at least you're on the same page.
Oh, it has opened directly on the Power BI.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, because
Okay.
it was a Power BI file.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
You can share your screen, eh?
let me share.
so it's already there.
Mm-hmm.
We done the cleaning, yeah?
Yes.
So head on to insert up there next to home. So yeah, text box. Yeah, then type sales analysis.
Can you share in the class WhatsApp whatever you've shared? I'm using a different machine today. Kindly.
um are you guys in the both, because I saw we have two groups? Have you been able to see it? Let me resend it again then. Yeah, so like you can also add a visual to it. So you're adding visuals, you can add an image, sorry, you can add an image, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How, just head on to image, you see image there. Yeah, you can add any image, that's it, just a simple logo. You can place it on top, just create space for it. Yeah, you have seen it. I've sent.
Now we are picking.
um so head on to, okay, so I see now, do you see py on the visuals? Do you see py in the visuals? So scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one, that's the card. Now double click on it and you can see there, eh? That's where we are. So open
Yes.
one is there. Nancy,
Yes.
have you been able to see that data set? That sorry,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Power BI.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Mary it's okay. Yeah, that's where we are currently.
Okay.
Nancy,
I'm downloading it.
okay, let me give you like a minute so that you can. Anyone else? You
So here
can.
we are picking which one?
No, it's okay. That's where we are, so that we may
Oh.
organize which data to. Yeah. So head on to
Oh.
sales amount. You can just continue. Head on to internet sales. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sales amount. You do see sales amount here on top. Sales order on top. Yeah. So
Season.
right. Yeah. Now click the, yeah, that, yeah, select it, yeah, that's where we
Mm-hmm.
are, and you can see it gives you the total of the
Ah,
sales
okay.
amount. Yeah, so that's where we are.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome.
I
So
stop sharing.
yeah, it's okay. Nancy,
Thank you.
welcome.
My machine is a bit slow, the one I'm using today. You can just proceed. In case of anything, I'll let you know.
Okay, has it loaded?
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's why I'm saying it's a bit slow. Yeah.
Eh, okay, okay, let me just give you like 2 minutes so that we may move on. Nancy, once you're set, you'll just tell me so that you just move on. Okay. Nancy, have you been able to get it?
Now it has loaded.
Okay, so you open it using, just double click on it, you'll just directly open using Power BI because it's a Power BI.
Yes. Yes, I'm there.
Okay, so it's open on Power BI.
Mm-hmm.
So create the text
Yes.
box, then call it sales analysis. Then
Mm-hmm. Sales analysis.
yes, you can do some edits on it if at all you wish to, and then you can add an
Okay.
image, still under the insert tab.
Bold. I've already done the insert image and I've written the text box.
Okay, so head on to the card visual, then double click on it. The card visual, double click on it.
Where is the card visual? I'm not getting that.
Okay, then share your screen. Share screen.
Share screen. Sure. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, you can be able to see it. So you can see that format image. Okay, so can you click outside the image, yeah, so that you can see now you have visualizations. So you can hover your mouse. Do you see the list of the visuals, the last row of the visuals?
The last row of my visual. Okay, here I have the generated reports card. Yes.
So double click on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then head on to the internet sales. We want to get that data. So no, expand it. Head on to click on that. Do you see that arrow? No.
Okay, I go to internet sales and then I go to this.
No. Okay.
No.
Click that.
Okay.
Yeah, head on to. Do you see where that green line is on internet? Okay.
This one. Oh, this one.
No. Yeah, there. So do you see that arrow? That arrow that expand it.
Okay.
Yeah. Then head on to sales amount, and you can see sales amount has a sigma sign in front. So sales amount column. Sales amount.
Yes.
So click on that box, that checkbox. Yeah, and you'll see a figure will appear, and it's 29 point something. Just give it a minute. Meanwhile, 29.36. Meanwhile, take the data, the sales analysis on top and also that image on top, so that we create room to build our visuals. Yeah, so drag it iende huko juu. Yeah, drag it iende huko juu. And also the image, just
It's okay. I'll drag. That's something I can do.
okay. So you just
So I stop sharing.
yeah, you can take it huko juu kabisa, because we'll need some more visuals, quite a chunk of visuals. Okay, so let me share my screen so that at least you are able to see where we are. So once you have an issue, just you can just speak, just unmute and just speak. So here it is. Let me size it a little bit, so maybe like that. And then this one, let me move it a bit up like that. Let me reduce it like that, maybe take it a bit like that. Yeah, so that is sum of sales amount. So that's it for the sum of sales. So now we are going to add a filter to this card. So we are going to the sales territory table, and then we are going to drag and drop sales territory country filled with now, and we are going to that field and then put it in onto the filters pane. So this is what we're going to do. I'm heading now, I have three tables. I have the internet sales, I have the product, and then I have the sales territory. Before I do anything, I need to click inside so that I make sure that all my actions are affecting that specific card visual. That's the visual, that's the card visual. So I have three tables. I have the internet sales, and you can see it's already selected because that's where I've gotten my this data from, 29.36 million to the sum of sales amount, and you can see it's written here, sum of sales amount. So I'm heading on to the sales territory, so I want to add a filter, and then I'm going to drag this into the into this visual. So as you can see here, we are going to, you can see this picture here, this screenshot. We have the sales territory country. You're going to drag it to the sales territory count under sales amount. So it's a filter. So you can see we already have the sales amount. So you're adding a filter, sales territory. So I'm just going to click on it, and it will automatically, I don't need to drag it, just need to select it. Once I've selected it, then in the filters list, select United Kingdom. So we have a filters list here. Select the United Kingdom checkbox, then you can see the 29.3 million initial figure changed to 3.39. So this is the drop down. Just a minute. I need to add values here first. So territory should be down. Sales amount. This should be a card visual. Like that. Yeah, so just drag it and drop it under the sum of sales amount. It should appear like this. Let me just show you from here. As you can see, you pick the sales territory country, then you drag it on top of, under the sales amount. So it should give you these options to select which specific countries that card visual should stand for. So let me allow you room to do that as I edit this one. just want to make it a bit smaller to preserve my space. Yeah, like that. So if you click on it, this is how it should be. Now you took the sales territory, then you dragged it, sales territory country under the sum of sales amount. Now we are going to do that for a purpose. Now we want to specify this specific card visual for the UK. So under the filters, so we can see filter type. We have basic filtering, so like advanced, but we're going still to continue with the basic filtering. I'm going to select United Kingdom, and then you can see it has changed, but then I don't want to confuse that. So inside here under data, I'm going to call it UK, then sales, like that, and then I can click outside to establish it, and you can see also that is the title of that specific card visual has changed to UK sales. Yeah, so that's the beginning. So let me give you like a minute so that you can.
Please redo.
I redo.
Yes.
So okay, let me remove this. So we are building up a card visual. So for me to add a card visual, the first step is to select that card visual, and you can see I have so many visuals here. So I head on to card visual, so I'm going to double click on it, and you can see it has appeared here on my canvas. So for me to add elements here, make sure this is selected. Of course, you have many other things you had added, the title, the heading, the image, and now we have added one more thing, which is a card visual. So when I'm inside the card visual, you can see now my data itself. You can see my data here. I still have the three tables with me, but I will now want to include elements for the card visual. So the elements that I want to be shown using the card visual will be the sales amount. I want to check the sales amount that are in a certain region, maybe UK, Canada, USA, France, Germany, and so forth. So I will just expand the internet sales table, and then I'm going to specify sales amount. And as I said, sales amount has a sigma sign. This should not scare you. It's just to show you that this specific column contains numerals or numeric figures, numbers. So I'm going to select it, and you can see once I've selected it, the data becomes, under data I have sum of sales amount, and you can see the title here, and the sum of sales amount is 29.36. that is for the whole for all sales that have taken place in the whole. Now that's basically the total of the sales amount. Now I want to specify for specific countries. How do I do that? Now I will go to my sales territory table, which contains data for my sales territory. So I have sales territory country, I have sales territory group, sales territory ID, and then sales territory region. So I want to specify the amount of sum of sales, or the amount of sales that have taken place in different regions. So I just must make sure that always this card visual is selected, because I'm manipulating, or I'm adding, or I'm acting on it. I'm acting on the card visual. So I'm selecting the sales territory country, and then I drag it on this now under the sales amount, like that. And once that is done, it gives me an option.
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
I repeat that.
Yeah, just how you dragged it and where you dropped it.
Okay, so are we together at this point where we added the sales amount? You just select the sales amount.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So I want to specify the specific countries. So
Yeah.
remember I had 3 tables, isn't it? And the sales amount, I got it from the sales, the
Yeah.
internet sales table. But now for the countries, I will find it in another table. That's the sales territory table. Now in this way, I want to filter this data based on the countries. Are you together? So I must
Okay.
make sure that this is selected. That, do you see where my cursor is? I must
Yes.
make sure that this visual is selected, because I'm working on this visual. I'm not working on these, I'm not working on these, I'm working on this. So I select it, and you can see internet sales is already selected, because I already have elements from this table. So I want to drag
Yeah.
sales territory country. Do you see that column where my cursor is?
Yes, I can see it.
So I just drag it and I drop it under sum of sales amount here.
Okay.
And then
All
once
right.
I've done that, something will appear here, and you can see, you can select all, you can select which country you want. So to be specific, I want just United Kingdom. I want to check the amount of sales that took place in United Kingdom. So I'm going to select United Kingdom. So I'm telling Power BI to filter my data into, I just want values from United Kingdom, the sum of sales in United Kingdom. So since I'm going to build other visuals, I cannot leave it as sum of sales amount. Hope you can see where my cursor is. I want to change this to become UK sales, so that even though I give someone else who is not familiar with this data, they'll see, oh, 3.39 million was the amount of sales that took place in UK. It's not just the sum of sales amount. So it's just like calling a sheep a goat. You see, it will confuse people. But if you see a sheep and then you call it a sheep, you see a cow, you call it a cow. Even someone who doesn't know how a cow looks like, you just see a cow and see this one is a cow. So under data, you can see where my cursor is. I'm going to double click on sum of sales amount because that's the title. So I'm going to double click on it and then change it to UK sales, like that. Then I'm going to just click outside and it will just affect it. And you'll see my title has changed from sum of sales amount to UK sales, like that. So you can still edit these just to make it small. Remember, we need to build other visuals, so you need to create more space, like that. Maybe even reduce it a bit, like that. Yeah, so UK sales 3.39 million, like that. Any question to that point? Any question? Okay, so okay, thank you. So I presume that everyone has been able to get where we are. So let's head on to the next step. Yeah, so that's it for the United Kingdom. We've been able to filter. So okay, it's a bit misleading to leave the card for United Kingdom sales with the name sales amount. So let us rename it as UK sales. So you double click the field sales amount placeholder and rename it as UK sales, of which we have done it. So you renamed it from sum of sales amount to UK sales. So you can also use the title property, so you don't need to go to that point. So that's not important for now. We've already done this. Yeah, so basically the other method they're telling us is you head on to the visual, then that format general, then title, then you can edit your title, maybe put it on, then text, create a text like that. But since you have already done it, don't need to apply it, so let me just put it as off. That one doesn't help us for now, so you head on to visual, we close that, yeah. So you can make copies of visuals rather than create one by one. So by selecting Ctrl+C, copy the particular visual and paste Ctrl+V, and then in this manner we reduced our effort to make sales card for each country, and we change the filter and field name for each country. So basically what you are going to do now, remember we have created a card visual for UK, but we don't only have UK as a nation here. We have Australia, we have Canada, we have France, we have Germany, we have United Kingdom, of course, and then we have United States. So what you are going to do, we don't need to go back again to visuals, then select card, then try put again the sales amount, try the whole process itself. It's let me not call it tiresome, but it's kind of too vigorous. That is, it's to go ahead and try to look for sales amount, then drag it, then set filters and all that. It isn't so pleasant. So I just need to copy this one. So I had already set the rules initially. So I just need to copy it, and the same rules will be replicated in all other visual cards. So I just need to select that specific card visual, then press Ctrl C. Once you have pressed Ctrl C, press again Ctrl V. Once you have pressed Ctrl V, it will paste that specific card visual on top of the previous one. So I just need to drag it, and you can see I've gotten another card visual here. So this one will really have eased our work, because I don't need now to go again and select sales amount, go ahead again and select, just drag the territory, sales territory, country. No, so my work is just to come here under the filters, and then just collapse the filter. That's the territory, country, and then maybe now I want to start with Australia. So I select Australia, and then I change the title. I'm going to call it Australia Sales. Australia Sales, like that. Click outside, and you can see it has changed to Australia Sales 12.4. This one needs some more space. Yeah, 0.45 maybe M. Yeah, like that. So that's the second visual. Like that. Then just press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then move it again to that point. Then from there, just head on to just this expand. You just need to expand, or expand the filter card. So I just press on that drop down, and then I'm going to select the next country. So I think I need to make some changes here. Remember, we had selected United Kingdom initially, so I need to unselect United Kingdom, so that it's purely Australia with no data from United Kingdom. And then that's it. Then let me come here. Then I need first of all to unselect United Kingdom, and after I have unselected United Kingdom, I'm going to the second nation. I also need to unselect Australia. Then you see it takes me to the original 29.36 million. So I'll select the second country, which is Canada, and then I'm going to change this title to Canada Sales, like that. And then yeah, so I'm just going to replicate the same. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, drag it there. Next, I want it to have more space, so I'm going to reduce this one like that. Then yeah, like that. And now come just to drag this, press the drop down, unselect Canada, then head on to France, like that. And then I come select Canada and rename it as France, like that. Then I click outside, and you can see the values are changing. So I can also just press Ctrl V to just appear, and then continue like that. Then from France I need to unselect that, then choose a country, Germany, and then I change it to Germany, like that. So I have Germany sales like that, 2.89 M. So I'm going to reduce this one, carry this, reduce for space, like that. So I just need to paste, that's Control C, Control V, like that. Then drop down this. Then since I'd already selected United Kingdom, so I'm going to United States, and then change it. I need to unselect Germany, then I head on to United US, like that. US, and that's the US sales. Let me see, there's more. Yeah, just like that. So I have a card visual for all, for UK, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, and US. So let me see whether there are more countries. Australia, Canada, France, Germany, United Kingdom, like Yeah, anyone has a question, just unmute.
I have a question. Let me share. Maybe you could be able to see.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay, just a minute. So for me, I have this that I can't seem to change this format, which makes my tabs big and the space limited. So if I don't know how to get rid of this so that I just remain with this part.
Okay, let me see. You select the card visual, isn't it?
Yes, this
Just leave it
one.
like that. That should not scare you. Okay, what you do, don't use that. Head on to, do you see the far right on the visual? No. Inside the visual, instead of using the vertex, use the edge.
Use this.
Yeah, the edge. Advance it a bit, expand it a bit, because you need the values,
Yes.
Expand it a bit. We don't want to see that dot. We just want to have the M. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's quite good. And also for 9.06M, I see if you can use the edge itself, it can really, there, it's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you can do that also for United Kingdom,
Okay.
There's no issue with that. It's a setting you have in the application desktop. Anyone else who has a question as I wait for us to catch up where we are?
My question is, from the cards that we have, I see the numerals are bigger than whatever we are texting. So is there a possibility that we can reduce these numerals, or there's no way we can format it?
So like the numerals, which numerals?
The numbers like 3.39 million, 9, those ones, you see, their fonts are much bigger. And I'm asking, is there a way we can edit them?
Okay, let's just leave them like that,
Oh, I understand we are leaving them that way, but I'm asking, is there a way of editing?
I don't think so, because that's basically, I believe it's a default. Because these are not text boxes. So, is everyone okay? Should we move on? Let me just get one response. Just one response. Okay. So, let me just move on. Okay, so let's enter a screen share. So, Nancy, to answer your question, okay, though I will not recommend, because you can, yes, but I will not recommend you to do that, because you need, when you're creating a visual, one thing that really you need to consider is how visibility, your work should be visible. So for instance, if I want to edit elements here, I can use the format, and under format I can that's the colored values, and I can change the font, the size, like that. You can change it, you can put it to a higher font size like that, or reduce the size, but let's put it as a default 44 because we had selected a 44. Put it as 44 like that. Yeah, we had selected a default 44, but let's just stick to that. Yeah, you can still just use the visual, click, head on to format visual, call out values, and then you can also change the color. You can change, let's put it as red for instance, maybe put it to red like that. You can change it to red. I think that color can be somewhat good. Yeah, like that. Change this. You can change, you can just just play around with it. Same here. So you the format really will help you navigate through every element, but for visibility, don't put too small sizes, because you'll need to present your work, and sometimes it might really become a burden for you when you are trying to zoom in and zoom out, or when you're trying to explain your data. But for visibility purposes, let me put it as 44 font as a default. Okay. So we are going to add a map visual. So to add a map visual, we just need to use elements just within our table. It's able to locate different cells characteristics based on location. So add a map visualizations to consider the fields like these were for location, drag and drop sales territory, country, then sales amount in this bubble size or the size place, and then the product category in the legend. So basically what I'm going to do, going to the visuals, let me expand that, let me reduce that. I'm going to look for map. So map has a globe icon. So in your visuals you'll see a map just as a globe. So double click on it, and then you'll see something like this. Yeah, it will appear, something like that will appear. That's a map. And then I want to include the sales territory, country. So in location, so if I select it, we have location. Under the visual we have legend, latitude, longitude, and the bubble size. So location, I'm going to select this and drop it in the location, and then the next thing, sales amount in the size. So I'm checking for the size. So sales amount is in the internet sales. It's a sales amount is a numerical figure. So I need to scroll down and then drag it into the bubble size, and you can see some bubbles appear. And then just a minute, and then lastly, for legend we add product category. So product category, so under products, so I'm going to select that, then product category, under location, and the legend. So product category legend, like that, and then you will see the map will appear there. You can see, and if at all I'm selecting maybe Canada sales, France. Okay, we're going to see that when you build the chart, the clustered bar chart or the clustered column chart, like that. So you'll see the map appear. Yeah, let me, okay, someone has raised their hand. Yeah, you can.
You have to repeat slowly.
Okay. So,
Actually, I've done it. I have dragged the map and dropped it, but it is showing like map and field maps visuals are disabled.
okay, share your screen.
Okay.
Anyone else is receiving that thing?
Me too.
Okay, so share your screen. Oh, let me stop sharing.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see. Oh, yeah. So, okay. Yeah, we can
It's
see your
like,
screen. Head on to File. Then head on to Options and Settings. There down. Then Options. Then just a minute. Let it load. Then, oh yeah, the global. Head on to Security. Yeah, then scroll down. Do you see map and field map visuals? Yeah, so enable it from
like
that.
this.
Yeah, then okay. Yeah, so just give it a minute. Give it a minute. See how it will work. Okay. Try to remove it. Remove it. Do you see the three dots there? Remove it. Then head on to visual. Then select. Double click on it. Should allow. Yeah. So yeah. So head on to sales. Yeah, that one as location. Then
No, it's not giving.
okay. Do the
Uh, I've tried it as well on my side. I think you used to save and then close Power BI and then restart it again.
Restart it.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Sorry, my
And stop.
internet
No,
lagged
I'll
a
it's
do
okay.
the
bit.
Thanks
stop
for
sharing then. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you can stop sharing and then refresh. Anyone else who is receiving that error?
My internet lagged a bit and I didn't see where. How do I navigate to where she has ticked that?
You can share your screen.
Okay.
Okay, so do you see the map? The map visual, Double click on it.
Yes.
Double click on it, So head on to internet sales.
To internet sales.
Sorry, it should be sales category.
Territory.
So sales territory country, like that.
Okay. Sales territory country.
Drag it, yeah, like that. Okay.
Okay, I have the same error.
Okay. Head on to files. Let me see whether it's enabled. Options and settings. Options. And
Options as
yeah.
okay.
Options.
Options.
Then just a minute. I'm not able to see your screen.
Okay.
Is it enabled?
So where do we go after options?
Options, yeah, like that. Under global, and another window should appear. Just a minute for it to load.
Yeah, I think there's a new window. You are not able to see the new window?
On my end, so maybe you can refresh on Google.
let me share the entire screen so that you're able to see. So here's the
Yes, in
new.
my case, it is coming now after refreshing, closing, and opening it again. Yeah.
Under global security, yeah,
Here?
yeah, double click, yeah, head and scroll down, yeah. So for map, use map in map visuals, then
Okay. Okay.
like that, yeah.
Now,
It's a global,
now that's,
so you can
okay.
refresh it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll just save and refer.
So yeah, that was Shasi.
Yeah, it's showing now. Thank
Oh,
you.
you've seen the map, eh?
Yes, yes.
Anyone else? Mike? Mike?
Yes. Come again?
Are we on the same page?
Yes, 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 we are.
Okay, Nancy? Hello, Nancy.
I am refreshing. I'm refreshing. Once I'm done, I will let you know. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Mary? Are you been able to get the map that is from your end?
Yes, I've gotten the map.
Yeah.
Waiting to feed.
Also okay. So,
Yes.
Okay, so you have not yet seen the bubbles.
No.
Okay. Evelyn?
I've seen the bubble.
Okay. Cynthia? Hello?
Hello, sorry.
Yes.
I'm just trying something because I dropped off for a second. Let me just share my screen.
Okay. So even as baby refreshes and also Nancy, so that we may move on from
Just give me a minute because I know I dropped off and I had not saved the work. I had not saved the work, so I was trying just to catch up. Just give me a minute. I don't know if you can see my screen.
I can see your screen.
So this is what I was trying to do. I know. Yeah, I've seen this error. I've come in. I don't know what you guys ticked here. Or I've already ticked it. I'm not really sure. Security, sorry.
Then
Is this it?
Yeah, then say okay.
So I've clicked OK. I can't see any. Oh. Anyway, I've saved my document. So I can't see any change. I have to log off and come back or what?
Yeah, just try to close it and then open it again. Let me just give us like 5 minutes so that we're on the same page. Go back to that file and then double click on that file so that.
Okay, just give me a minute.
Head on to the file explorer, open it from the file explorer, because if
really?
If you try from Power BI desktop, then it will lead you to Word opening up a new file, unless now you head on to reasons. So let's just give it some time. Yeah, so I can see there's an undone work for the UK, Australia. So can you just do that quickly with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Select the Canada cells. Control C.
Okay.
Control V. Drag it. Select that.
I select it. Oh, so you want me to do several?
Then head on to, we have UK, Australia, Canada, Germany, France. So that, and select United Kingdom. And select United Kingdom. Yeah, so yeah, France like that. Then change it to. And also for Canada sales, I see there is an error. Head on to Canada sales. Um, so you've selected it, yeah?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so let me see. We have territory, sales territory, country. Head on to sales territory country. There on the filters. No. On the filter, not there.
On the filter here.
No.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, double and select Australia, so that and unselect United Kingdom, so that you only have Canada. Check Canada, yeah, like that. Then select outside. So let me see for Austria.
Sorry.
Australia is 9.06. UK sales. So head on to UK sales. Select it. Then you categorically choose United Kingdom. Yeah, like that. So select France sales. No. The visual. And select France. And select. Hey. Okay. Head on to UK sales.
I go back to UK sales on the visual or on where?
On the visual.
Okay.
So and yeah, select United Kingdom.
United Kingdom. Okay.
Like that. So select press on outside. Yeah.
What's that?
Select France sales, the visual.
Do I untick United Kingdom?
Yeah, there. Then unselect France. Hey, sorry.
Select France.
Control C, Control V. Then drag it.
This one. It didn't do it.
Control C, Control V. Yeah, there. Then select it and select France. Which is the other nation? Germany. Select Germany. So, Germany sales.
Also, if when I'm highlighting, when I'm selecting, I must make sure that the other territories are not highlighted, or else we not display.
Yeah,
okay.
Because you see, we are only filtering for sales in Germany.
Okay.
So the only one you have not done is US. So Control C, Control V. Drag it just there, yeah, and then head on to that and select Germany, select United States, like that. So US. Click outside. Then you can now merge them together so that it has. We need one row of that data.
Also, I need to reduce the sizes.
Yeah, don't just drag them to be close to each other, then reduce the size as much as possible.
What do you mean drag them? What I'm doing right now?
Yeah, what you're doing.
Okay.
Then you can reduce their sizes. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Hope also the rest are just watching to see as I wait for the next one. Did you see? Power BI gives you can try make Germany sales is not so much aligned. So
yeah, it's smaller.
No, reduce it, but then I'm saying in terms of the rows.
Oh, like even why are they two? Okay. Yeah. Somewhere that I've missed.
Yeah, you didn't change 9.39 was for US.
Was for the US, okay.
Then you change it. US. Then you click outside. It's changed here. So you have 6 visuals. So expand the map. Expand the map. You can expand it just like that. Yeah, it's okay. Then we'll use yours as an example. Select the map. Then let me see. Expand. Okay, you see under sales territory category.
Yeah.
And drag it. Yeah. Now the sales category, sales territory country. Drag it and drop it on location.
Wait. Oh, here.
Yeah. And then. Let me see. The next thing is. sales amount in the size, bubble size. So just a minute. So sales amount, head on to internet sales. Okay, scroll down in the
Mm-hmm.
do you see where the visuals, where you dragged? Yeah, scroll down where you select, where you do see location, where you dragged and dropped your sales territory country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so scroll down till you see sizes or bubble size. Okay, you had already selected it. Yeah?
Okay.
So then the next thing is the legend. Scroll up. So for legend, we'll select select the product category. Yeah. So head on to the reduce the internet sales table. Head on, yeah, then product category, drop it in the legend.
Is it okay?
Yeah. So and you can see now you can expand now to study your data. Just like that. So that's just a beginning. Yeah. Anyone? Okay. Hope we are all here now. I hope we are all here. Where Cynthia is. Anyone who is experiencing a challenge, maybe share. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, Cynthia. You can now drop this present. Stop sharing. So let me present. Pevi, have you been able to get that to that point? And Nancy?
Yes.
Is Nancy? Okay, thanks, Nancy.
Yes, I'm there. Thank you.
Okay. So we head on to. So that's basically how we add a map visual. So we are going to see. So you may wonder about the longitude and the latitude placeholders. Actually, if you have that information, also you can configure and draw the map more precisely. But you don't have it in our data set. So we are going to add a clustered column chart. So add a clustered column chart into the canvas. The purpose is to show a high level understanding of how the sales have varied across the countries. Even though we have added sales cards, as we see here, you see we had added these sales cards: the UK sales, Australia sales, Canada sales, France, Germany, and US sales. Even though we did that, when it shows visually, the end users can compare and have an understanding easily. So the clustered column chart will give us a more easy understanding of what is happening. That is why, because now, for instance, if I just come and show the user this one, the total amount of sales, maybe UK sales is 3.39 million, 9.08, they may not be able to really understand what's happening unless now I use a clustered column. For the clustered bar chart, we're going to use it especially when you're going to use filters, which will give us a better understanding of the data. So that is why the visual presentation is more important than the tabular representation, that is flat reports. So if you want, you can give different colors for each country. For that, switch to the format tab and expand the data colors. Then you can change the colors so, as desired. So you're going to add a clustered column chart. Yeah, just pick up.
All right. Just before we go to that, two quick questions. One, how do we now change the title of this map? And then two, how do we interpret it?
Okay, so for the interpretation, let me expand. So this one is the sum of sales by sales territory. So if at all I want to change the heading, I will just use the I can change the title here. So I can say
Okay.
So yeah, so that's it. Maybe you can also increase the font a bit. Yeah, maybe change that. maybe put it as maybe blue. Change it to, let me put it as green, perhaps like that. Yeah, so that's basically it, and maybe underline it like that, be bold it. Yes, but that doesn't appear so good. So yeah, you can just play around with the visuals, the formatting. But then how do you interpret this data? You can see we have the map. So we have cells. You can see now the bubble size. If I come here and scroll to Canada, you know, the amount of sales for bikes is this 1,821,302 sales amount. Now for America, you can see it's 133. That's for clothing, bikes. Okay, so basically it just gives us, because this one is a sum of total sales in different countries, so you can see which country had made the best or the highest sales. When you come here to this data, you see the US sales led with 9 million, then Australia became second with 8.85, then we had UK, and you can see UK here, 3.28 million. Then from there we had France. So this Germany, this France with 2.55, and then I had Canada is here. Actually Germany led. Germany was the first one, was ahead of France. You can see the bubble size is bigger, so literally France had more sales than Germany. You can see it has a smaller bubble size. And then lastly we had Canada, which has the smallest bubble size. It just visually tells us where we made the most sales. We started with North America, which has the largest bubble size, then Australia, which has the second largest bubble size, just like that. I hope you're able to understand. Pardon? Hello?
I can understand now, thank you.
Okay, so that's it. And for the formatting, you can use the format visual. Yeah, so and it can help you to just to even navigate, choose the different colors as for legends and all that. So we are going to add a clustered column chart. So I need to reduce this one, so I can just reduce it like that. And then I want to add a clustered column chart. So you see in the visualizations, I have under the build visual, at the stacked bar chart, I have the stacked column chart, clustered bar chart, and then the clustered column chart. So I'm going to select the clustered column chart, and it's automatic, so it will just automatically have its elements. So I have these, so I can change it here. So I want to give sales, and also let me see, I want to select the countries for the X, and then the sales amount. So for the, now when I select this, I have the X-axis and the Y-axis. So what I'm going to do for the X-axis, I'm going to select countries, so it's the sales category, sales territory country, so that forms the X. And then for the sales, I'm going to sales amount, that becomes the Y. And you can see that one has appeared like that. Now we can expand it so that you can see. Yeah, so we have different countries and the amount of sales they made. And you can see the leading country is USA, 3.93 million. Sorry, 9.39 million. You can see Australia is 9.06. United Kingdom is 3.91. Sorry, 3.39 million. Germany is 2.89. France is 2.64, and then Canada lastly with 1.98. So, and let me expand this so that you can see how the map really helps us, or the clustered chart really helps us to identify the variations of sales in the different countries. So I hope you guys are able to see my map, though it's small. Let me reduce this a bit. Maybe reduce it. Maybe.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
when you do the cluster, did you just pull the card to the, and it was,
No,
it automatically overpopulates?
You can just double click. No. You need to select the X and the Y.
Select X and Y from where?
So for X, we are choosing the sales territory country. So we want to compare the different countries and the amount of sales they made. So you see now the dependent column will be, that's the Y, becomes the sum of sales amount, and then
the sum of sales. Okay.
Oh, okay. So we have the sales territory country and the sum of sales amount. Yeah. So once you have been able to create the clustered column chart, so you can just proceed. Okay, thank you, Nancy. Okay, anyone who has gotten a challenge on that? Thanks, Mike. Okay, so we can move on. Okay, you can see much.
Just hold on, please don't move on. Okay. There's something. I think I picked the wrong chart.
Let me see. You can share your screen.
Okay, just a minute. Sorry, I got interrupted, so that's why probably I got lost.
It's okay.
Am I sharing my own screen? Okay, just confirm you can see. Yeah, I can't understand why mine looks like this.
Okay, so can you select it?
I selected, huh? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
So let's see. Okay, do this. Remove it because you can do it quickly. Remove it. Just remove it. You're pressing Control Z.
No, I'm undoing.
You're undoing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay. So do this. Do you see on the top row of the visuals?
On the? Okay.
So that's the clustered bar chart, but then next is the clustered column chart. So you're using that.
Oh, okay, fine.
So double click it and then click, of course, it's the elements inside there. So for the x-axis, we are using the sales territory country. So we are checking for the countries. So which country made the most sales, like that. And then we are heading on under internet sales, the sales amount. So we are checking which country made the most amounts and comparing nations based on the amount of sales that were made.
But okay, wait, let me ask. So the y-axis is supposed to be the sales amount?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can now expand and then like that. So,
okay.
Yeah, I think now we are okay. Anyone else? Okay, so you can move on. So as you can see on my end, I believe everyone has this now. And if at all, maybe let me reduce this a bit so that you can see the map well. Now, I want you to see something. Okay, you can play around with the map just to see what's happening around the world. So we have Australia, Canada. So if I select United States, I want you to see that it will head on to where United States is. So you see my map has gone to specifically United States. Do you see that? I can check that if I head on to Australia, it will head on to Australia. Now, so if at all I'm explaining to someone the sales that took place and I tell them, oh, Australia or United States was the first one, in terms of sales, and it will take me to the map of United States. Then Australia, it will take me to Australia. And then if I press on United Kingdom, it will take me to where United Kingdom is, and you can see even the nations surrounding United Kingdom. So it just makes our presentation more detailed. So Germany, France, and Canada, it just helps us to make our case. So yes, Nancy, can speak up.
Just a quick one.
Yeah.
So for the visualization, for example, the one that you just explained, that you can be doing a presentation and showing different areas. So my question is, how do I export this data into a presentation mode that I can be able to switch that way?
Okay, so that one will have to publishing. So that one will have to publish it using Power BI service, but we'll head on there. Are we together?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we'll see all that. We'll be able to do all that. So yeah, so mostly when you publish your work, you publish it on Power BI service. Yeah, but Power BI service, you need to be signed in and other, but we're going to see how we'll navigate around that. So okay, so we can, you see all these are blue, so I can change the colors. So just as I just mentioned before, you can just play around with the format visuals. This one doesn't isn't much as complicated as should be or as we may think. So if I head on to visual, then columns, and then maybe I will select maybe different columns for different countries. So of course you see under the format, under columns, that categorize all columns or all the bars to have a blue color. So I can select maybe United States, and then say maybe United States to carry maybe a color like maybe like red, like that, or orange. Yeah, just to make a bit. Then I choose Australia, maybe choose maybe that color. Then maybe head on to United Kingdom, maybe choose green. And then maybe head on to Germany, maybe choose yellow. Let's see if I have yellow. Yellow is here. Then choose yellow, like that. Just to differentiate. And then maybe head on to France, maybe give France another color, maybe give it a brown, and then Canada, to leave it like that. So just playing around with the visual, the format of the visual. Yeah, so and then I can reduce this also so that I have more room to create more visuals. So let me reduce these so that we have more room. And then that's the clustered column chart. So and then add a matrix visual. So among built-in Power BI visuals, there are two ways to present the data in that's in a tabular format. So you can either use a table or use a matrix. So you're going to add a matrix visual into the canvas and display product standard cost, quantity, discount, and sales amount, along with the product hierarchy. Now you need to add product hierarchy to the rows placeholder and measures into the values placeholder. So and then you can change the grid style as preferred. So that one is just basically on formatting. So basically what I'm going to do in the visualizations, you will see we have so many visuals here. So I'm heading on to the matrix chart. That's the matrix, and then it appears, and then I want to add rows. So for me to add rows, I want to add the hierarchy. So the hierarchy I'm going to choose is product hierarchy that we had created before. So I'm going to drag it and drop it in the rows like that, and you can see it's quite a big table there. You can see that. We have product name, product subcategory. Let me confirm it should be like that. So what I'm going to do, let me expand this first. Okay, so the format, because this one, let me remove it first. I need to work on this first. So just let me clear up my error, because I have product category name, then subcategory name, then product name. So is a category, then subcategory, then product name. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this model. So delete from the model, that's delete that hierarchy, delete product hierarchy, let it delete, and then from there I'm going to product category, so it's here. Then I'm going to create a hierarchy. Then after just a minute, create hierarchy. Then you should have created the hierarchy. Then head on to product subcategory, it's here, and then I'm going to add to this hierarchy. It should appear. So if I expand this one, you should have product category, product subcategory, and lastly the product name. Then add to hierarchy. I'm going to add to that specific hierarchy, and then I can rename this one. So if I rename it to product hierarchy, okay, yeah, so it's product. Product hierarchy, and then I accept it. Yeah, so when I now add my visual, the matrix visual, then I drag this, hope it has the same order, category name, subcategory, and product name. So I'm going to select and drop it there. Yeah, now I don't have so many rows like that. So after I'm done with that, I need to include measures. So we're going to display the product standard cost, quantity, and discount, and sales amount along with the product hierarchy. So under values, I'm going to insert the product standard cost, and the sales amount. So Control C, let me paste it here. Like that. So we are going to include these in the values. So the product hierarchy goes to the rows, then these values, the product standard cost, the quantity, discount, and the sales amount should go to the values. So the values is just under column, so you have the values here. So the first thing I'm going to check for is the product subcategory. Is the standard cost, sorry.
What did you click again?
Okay, so I click on the matrix. Do you see there are two under the slice, beside the slicer we have the table, and then you have the matrix, and then we have the R script visual. So the matrix is what I'm going to select. I'm not going to use a table, I'm going to use a matrix. So we check on matrix, double click on matrix. It should be written matrix once you hover above it. And then after that you'll choose for the rows you'll choose product hierarchy. Make sure your product hierarchy begins with product category name, then product subcategory name, then the product name. And if at all anyone has a challenge in that hierarchy, you can just tell me so that you navigate around it. Yeah, you can speak up.
Yeah, I have a challenge because I didn't understand which one to delete and which for the hierarchy, how to
Would you
edit it.
mind sharing your screen?
Okay, I'm sharing. output. Is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. So what I want you to do, okay, so I can see you created a hierarchy. Where's the hierarchy you created?
No, I just deleted the previous one as you were saying, and
So do this. Head on to product category name on top.
okay,
Then you see the three dots. Yeah, so you
three
have selected
dots.
it. Yeah. Then
Okay,
create hierarchy. Hey, you have selected the wrong thing. It should not be that way.
okay, okay. So, can I how to undo it, or should I delete the
Okay,
delete
wait
from
first. Just
model?
a minute. Just a minute. You can delete it. It's okay. So yeah, say yes. Select product category name.
1 second, I'll delete what I've done previously.
Yeah, select
Yeah.
product category name. Yeah, that one. Yeah, so create hierarchy. Yeah, just let it create the hierarchy, and then head on to product subcategory name. Then
Okay. Here I'll select the three dots.
yeah, and then add to hierarchy. Not there. On top, add to hierarchy. Yeah, then select that hierarchy. Product, yeah, that one. Okay, you can expand that hierarchy to see that. Yeah. So and then head on to product name. Then add to hierarchy. Then let it add it, and then you can see now you have three of them. So select the visual, the matrix. So drag the product category hierarchy. Okay, before that, can you change that name? Change it to product hierarchy.
This one, the hierarchy.
Yeah, so click on the three dots. Yeah, or you can use that.
What I'll
Then rename. Okay. Rename. Then product hierarchy. Yeah, you can put a space. Product then hierarchy, so that we're able to identify it. Yeah, like that. Then hierarchy as a H between C and Y. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so you can click outside, so it will apply that action. So you can drag that hierarchy inside there. Let it work on it first. Then drag it into the rows.
So the product hierarchy I'll drag towards the rows,
Yeah.
the whole.
Yeah. There. Yeah, and you can see, yeah, that's what I wanted. So from there, we are going to add this, the ones that are sent in the in the chart. So we have the product standard cost. So let me share my screen so that you can see. So the product standard cost is what I'm looking for. So I will head on to the product standard cost. Okay, let me check it whether it's here. Yeah, I have the standard cost there. So I'm going to drag it into the values field. You can see there. Oh, sorry. I need to remove this. So you select that. Yeah, and then this one, the standard cost, place it there, and you'll see a new a new column appears. That's the count of standard cost. You can also expand this so that you can be able to see there as you change. The next thing I'm going to look for is the quantity. So I need to check for the quantity. Hopefully it's here. Yes, should be the order quantity. So the quantity is not in the product table, is in the internet sales table. So I'm going to order quantity. So I'm going to reduce the product. So order quantity is a numerical figure. So I'm going to add it into. Before that, I need to make sure that this is selected. I need to make sure that that matrix is selected, so that I can drop. I need to include it here. So I've included it there, and you can see a new column appears. Then the next thing is discount. So let me check for the discount. Discount is here under discount amount. So I make sure that that matrix is selected, and then discount amount, I'm going to add it there. You can see discount amount has already appeared there. Still we have the sales amount. So the sales amount is here, so I'm going to drag it and drop it and you can see now I have a matrix with 5 columns. So I can make that big. Can just reduce it. Okay, so let me leave it fast like that. For that sake, let me reduce this first. I will come for it later. So on this one, reduce it so that we're able to work on it. So increase like that. Yeah, so you should have something like this. Reduce it, put it there. Maybe put it somewhere there. Yeah. So something like that. So once you've done that, then you're told you can enable conditional formatting to color the cell or font color based on the figure in itself. And in order to enable conditional formatting, go to formatting tab, conditional formatting, and then select the column you want to enable it. So this is just basically formatting. If at all you're interested with the aesthetic capabilities, and maybe you can choose the column headers, maybe give it some font color, maybe add some font, maybe put it to 14. But we need to expand it. That believe that one is okay. Maybe bold it. When I bold it, this will take up much space. And then text color, maybe you can choose maybe a different color. Maybe choose blue. Yeah, like that. Background color, maybe you can choose maybe red. Okay, that's too, doesn't have contrast. That one doesn't make a lot of sense. Let me just turn it to white like that. So yeah, maybe choose under that column headers, maybe choose an appropriate color. Maybe blue will do better like that. And then for the rows, you can just format it, and also you can format the values. It's not must just to format the rows, the headings. So you can choose maybe, okay, font color black, background color maybe choose a red, like that, something like that. That's too large. That's better. Yeah, so yeah, just can play around, maybe put the row headers using a different color, maybe background of, okay, maybe that text color, maybe choose maybe green. Okay, go back to default black. I think that's better. You just want to see, just create some visual. That one is more about aesthetic. Yeah, so, and also we can add icons. So for me to add icons, I just need to head on to visuals, values, options, set to default, column headers, subtotals. Let me see, specific column, maybe choose sales amount. You can choose maybe choose sales amount, subtotals, apply to header. So the values in it, I want to add, okay, cell elements. I can choose an URL icon. You see, let me see, can't design, okay, no icons. I can choose yes, it will have an icon. So these are just basic icons. These are just basically for aesthetics. Yeah, so I can choose maybe for sales amount, so under specific column, like that. Now from sales amount, yeah, then okay, cell elements, choose maybe sales amount, maybe put an icon there also. You can see, you can just apply icons on the values. Yeah, so that's basically formatting. So let me stop at that because I don't want to move on from there, so at least we may have time to ingest whatever we've learned today. So tomorrow, actually tomorrow is on a Friday, so on Monday we'll touch on cross filtering, and then drill down, and then head on to adding slicers, yeah, and finishing up on our visuals, so that later on we may come to applying maybe how to create dashboards, yeah, like that. So anyone who has a question at that point, so you can now reduce your visuals and increase these matrix. You can increase these, you can also put this somewhere like that, yeah, so you can increase this one. Yeah, so that's this just a basics of visualization. It's just this just basic. So we're going to, there's a lot you can do with Power BI, so that's basically just an like kind of an intro, just a slight work you can perform on Power BI. So yeah, make sure you save your work, control save, just as you do in Word, and it will save your work, so that anytime you go back, if at all you close it, it will just take you back to the work you've done before. So because our time is much gone, I just want to allow anyone who has a question to, you can ask a question, and then you can close it at that. Yeah, let me stop.